Hello. Today is Sunday, June 7, 2020, and today's reading will start off with a card pulled from the Earth Warrior Oracle. This focused deck looks at a new world being born, being founded upon love and higher consciousness instead of fear, hate, and greed. This new world is gaining ground, becoming stronger, and yet it also needs its protectors during this precious and important time of birth. I thought this deck, because of that description, might be really helpful for us in looking forward to what we should anticipate, where our energies may be going, or where the energies may be going in this coming week or so. So, I'm going to pull a card and take a look. So the card coming out of here is, and pardon my pronunciation, Hayaka. Hayaka, Sorceress of Light. Isn't that a beautiful image? Sorceress of Light. Let's see what that has a meaning for us today. That is put that down for a second. Sorceress of Light. No enemy shall defeat you, not by night nor by day, not upon the earth nor in the soul. You are divinely protected and empowered. You shall fulfill your destiny with joy in your heart and laughter in your belly. Play, be in nature. Feel the freedom of happiness within you even in this moment. These are your sacred powers, and with them you shall take every step upon your journey successfully, and nothing shall thwart your divine destiny. Oh, wow. What this says, and I think this applies to a lot of people who are speaking out about social justice at this time, ask for healing, mentoring, or assistance to support you now. This support will help you feel stronger and more empowered so as to deal with any challenge, and be reassured that your spirit can handle it. There is spiritual protection for you now as you follow the guidance to explore conscious movement and creative self-expression. This can stir up old energy, releasing it from you and allowing vital presence to take hold within you. You are going through an initiation in which you will need to reassert your happiness and joy anytime it slips into the darkness of doubt, fear, or anxiety. Take time to dance, sing, drum, and affirm your aliveness with joy and courage. Become spiritually bolder in the face of anything that attempts to diminish you. Have faith as the power of the divine being, the supreme power. You are being watched over in love. Ha'aka, a goddess of Hawaii, watches over the sacred dancers of the hula and the arts of chant, sorcery, and medicine. Hers is the medicine of light, sound, and the ability to penetrate the darkness of lower level consciousness, which could overwhelm our sense of spirit, joy, heart, and inspiration with defeatism, despair, boredom, and even terror. This type of onslaught from darkness comes at certain times to those seeking to embody and enact the light upon earth. One of these times may be when we are feeling strong and making progress, and we feel tested to sustain that higher level of being and awareness even through challenge. Another of those times may be when we feel weaker, more vulnerable, perhaps fatigued from a challenging time, and not just quite able to summon the quality of joy on our own. In all such moments upon the Spirit Warrior's path, Hayaka assists. Wow. Just wow. Part of her divine purpose is bearing the clouds, providing rain, thunder, and lightning. Her wisdom reminds us that movement in itself can be healing. Healing process. Here is a prayer of protection and affirmation. You can say this for yourself or over another on their behalf. In that case, speak the invocation as if it were them speaking the prayer. This is a way to offer spiritual service to them. However, if you offer this for another, know that you cannot force it to be received by their soul, and you must honor their free will to choose how they wish to live. You can say aloud, "May light dance within my soul, lifting my mind from oppression and freeing my heart from restraint. May I honor my true nature and live my life with increasing honesty. May I attract endless divine love and the protection to live this gift of my life in perfect fulfillment on all levels. I am dignity. I am wild grace. I am unrestrained being. I move in authentic truth, dancing sacred joy upon this earth." You will know when you have truly spoken this prayer from the heart because you'll feel lighter, brighter, happier, and safe. You can repeat it as often as you wish. As you do, the words will build a field of sacred light and divine protection within your consciousness. Sorceress of light. Wow. It's a message of hope. It's also a message of saying, be joyful even in the darkness. I saw a report, or a mention, I should say, of a protest in Massachusetts turning into a dance party. And that's a bit of the kind of message that comes through here is to have that joy, to put that energy out there. I'm going to pull another card from the top deck just to see what else we have on this. Okay, wow. So the Hanged Man card comes up. And the Hanged Man card is a very interesting card because to me, it's got a lot of different symbolism. It's not about being hung by your neck. You notice he's being hung upside down by, or she is being hung upside down by their foot. It is about being at that moment in time where you have to be really mindful of what it is that you want out of what you're doing. So while things may seem like they've come almost to a halt, with some progress being made, now is the time to determine where to go. So in terms of social justice, is it tear down everything? Is it be inclusive? What is it that what is it that we want to accomplish at this time? And don't be afraid of the fact that maybe not everybody's going to have the same agenda. And by agenda, I don't mean that in a bad way, just the same approach. But if we are looking to move forward together in this world, what will that take for us to do to accomplish that? So if there seems to be any slowdown or maybe a stopping point right now, it's really not a blockage. It's more, okay, what are the steps we need to take? And things are moving quickly in some respects, but it's not just a matter of protesting. It's about what are the steps, what's going to be the actual results on the ground. The next card is the Two of Cups. I'm sorry, the Two of Discs, rather. Interestingly enough, I sat in on a Zoom meeting this morning, and this card was pulled by someone else, this very card. And I liked what they had to say, so it's influencing me right now. This card talks about change, and yes, we do need change in our world, and we need it in a very positive direction. If you look at it, it's also got the yin-yang aspects. There's light, there's dark, there's balance. And that's what we need right now in our world. Things have been terribly out of kilter and terribly out of balance for a really long time for many people. And so now we need to create and work towards having better balance in our lives. And last but not least, I'm smiling even though this looks like a very negative card. The card is the Nine of Swords. It's called Cruelty in this deck. In other tarot decks, you'll see it as a person who's sitting up and can't sleep and they're having insomnia about things that they're worried about. When this card comes up, what it really talks about is don't worry about things that you can't control. Focus on what you do have control of. So if you're in a situation where you don't have a direct influence on authorities in the sense of you may not feel that you have a lot of power in a particular area, look at where you are locally. So what it talks about is doing things yourself personally to extend your humanity and acknowledge other people's humanity. It talks about doing local action, whether you consider that to be a protest or writing to your Congress people, voting, helping other people vote, making sure people have food. There's sometimes very small actions can produce large results. But worrying about things you can't control over is just futile. Losing sleep over things like that are not going to help anybody, including yourself. It's important to get as much rest and self-care as you can. And in that process, we have the Prince of Swords here. When I see this card come up, it tells me it's really a time to release the attachments, the thoughts, even maybe people in your life that are no longer serving you. So if you've got some old ways of looking at things, that things need to be a certain way, you might want to step back and say, why? Why do I think this way? Where did this come from? Rather than saying to yourself, well, it's got to be this way. Sometimes it's important to embrace change rather than hide from it, or quite the opposite, maybe go forward and oppose it. It's time to let go. It's time to let go of outdated notions. And it's time to realize that in order to move forward, we need to move together. Thank you for joining me today. Peace. Be well.